Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation. This is a review of the SAALT Cup. The SAALT Cup has been around for quite a while now and has actually got relatively popular over the time period, and I think that's generally because of how soft it is. It is hilarious that, of course, I go to do something and then everything kind of drops out of working, which is a little bit frustrating. So, SAALT was founded by Cherie, and she is obviously a mother who has a period and has 5 daughters who obviously were going to get their menstrual cycle, and obviously with so many people in the house with their period, she kind of became a little bit invested in finding out about the lack of development in the period invention area, because obviously since the introduction to single-use disposables, that has had a massive impact on the way women engage with their period, but also has a massive consequence to our environment as well. And there are obviously before really the aim of single-use disposables, a lot of other products were used, and mainly, old clothing or clothing that wasn't able to be worn because of its decay, but that's ripped or torn or something and was cut up to be used as, for the use of a word, rags. A colloquialism back in the day for having your period was being on the rag, and generally that's attributed to the fact that a significant amount of cut up old or disused clothing, or clothing that was unable to be worn as clothing, would be used on your menstrual cycle. Of course, we went from that to single-use disposables and tampons, and of course both of those things, and we have evidence of there's patents of menstrual cups being used way back in the 1800s, or at least submitted. So Cherie did a lot of research and a lot of development. By the time that Cherie was doing a lot of this, there were menstrual cups out in the sphere, I guess, including Diva Cup. So she just couldn't really find the one that suited her the best, and so decided that by February 2018 to launch SAALT, and so that's what she did. And she also recognized that her family is from Venezuela, that where her aunt was, and over 62% of women in Venezuela do not have access to safe products, and her aunt, who lived in Venezuela, basically had said to her at the time that they hadn't had tampons or pads in stores for a couple of years, and it was becoming increasingly hard to obviously, organise menstrual care. And she was like, obviously as a mother and having 5 daughters, hey, maybe we can do this better by having something like this, which is kind of more endlessly reusable, which makes it a lot more useful. So that's kind of where SAALT Cup comes from, and this came in a double pack. The other cup went to my sister's. My sister's not a big fan of this style of cup, she prefers the curved cup. This material is a very interesting. It's not as tacky as the Yuki cup, which is my favourite. It's much more, I would describe it as powdery. It's made out of medical grade silicone, but I suppose sometimes the ratios make them a little bit different. And it comes with a booklet as well, and obviously the salt. I also got the salts bag with this, so there's like a wet bag with it. And so of course it says before use, boil it for up to 5 minutes, and to sanitize it, and wash hands before and after inserting. It has a bunch of the different folds, like the C fold, 7 fold, and punch down fold. It also has how to insert it, and how to remove it, which is so just these types of instructions that are added. Oh, it's not going to fold it. And what the benefits are: it can last up to 10 years with proper care, spend less, waste less, reliable, wear up to 12 hours, 100% medical grade silicone, FDA registered and compliant, no BPA, no latex, does not release chemicals or irritants. It is made in the USA and is vegan, and this is basically answers how it stays in your body. And then it says cleaning, sanitizing, and storing your cloth pad. And this one is troubleshooting, removal, prevent spotting, say no to leaks and discomfort, and the precaution. So just a few warnings there as well. SAALT is also a B Corp, and it also provides it also provides charitable work and menstrual cups to girls in need. Most of the time girls in developing nations miss school because of their period and because of their and then end up dropping out because it's hard to manage without reliable access to reliable access to menstrual products in any capacity to assist them with attending schooling. So part of what SAALT does is endeavour to keep girls in school by providing accessible period products. This cup is not my favourite. It's not the first to have social enterprise in its game plan. I think it's very, very good to have the social enterprise in their game plan. Like the Ruby Cup does a 1-for-1 purchase. I actually really like the Ruby Cup. The Ruby Cup's is very tiny though for me, so it's a really, really small cup. But it's inevitably comfortable. I did not find this SAALT cup as comfortable. I did not find the way that the texture of the cup. I don't know any other way of putting that, but the texture of the cup is powdery, whereas I think the texture of the Yuhi cup is much more tactile and much more sticky. And so when you're trying to put in and remove the cup, the Yuhi cup goes in much easier and comes out much easier. The SAALT cup doesn't. The SAALT cup pretty much wedges itself in, and then just is because it gets very slick, and because obviously it's in a moisture environment, it's very hard to then kind of manipulate out this. It does have grips on the bottom. It has these 3 grips, but its tail is very flat. And so this also has like no ridges on it. So you have 3 small ridges on the bottom of the cup and no ridges on the tail. And I have a high cervix, so this cup goes right in, and it's quite often difficult to even get to the tail when it goes so high. So this tail is kind of like used to kind of like not to break the seal, but to pull it down long enough to actually get in to break the seal. And it's hard to do that with this cup because this flat, ridgeless tail just becomes slippery and it's like not grippable. Whereas I think with the Yuhi cup, because it does have grips on it, but also because it's a much more tacky silicone, it's much more easy that when you get it, you hold on to it. Whereas with this one, even when you do get it, it's it just comes straight off. So I did find as a cup, this one also did push on my bladder, which was very weird because I got this one at the same time as I got the Marula cup, and I figured the Marula cup I'd have more issues with because of the shape. But I didn't. I had basically zero issues. Well, not basically. I had zero issues with the Marula cup. Whereas with this one, it was pushing on my bladder. I had difficulty, I think at one point, urinating completely. And I had to literally remove the cup and reinsert it just to be able to urinate properly. And I think that's a problem because I generally only wear cups in public. And as in, when I'm not in the house, that was a weird way to phrase that. But if I'm out at work or out shopping or out at friends' places or doing all those types of social activities which takes me away from my house, in my house I'll just wear cloth pads or underwear. And in both of those cases, it's much more easier to just like change here. And I'm less concerned about pleading through or doing any of those types of things when I'm at home, and I don't have to. I can just change quite frequently. When I'm out, I'm just too busy to be thinking about my period all the time, which is why I wear a cup. But this SAALT Cup just created issues, I think, for me. It is a very well reviewed cup, and it is a very, very well loved cup. People really do actually like this cup, and that's great. And this just really probably goes to highlight and show that a lot of the time with cups, it's really a trial and error. And when I first started, it's been 10 years? 8 years now in using reusable products, is that what I've needed, wanted and used has changed over time. And these, when I first started, were probably $50 to $80 a cup. Now I'm more often seeing $30 to $50 a cup. I've seen more cups in chemists and pharmacies and in supermarkets. So I think they're just, and same as cloth pads and same as period underwear, is that they're far more accessible nowadays, and they're even in 8 years. And so what you're getting is not only a lot more diversity, but a lot more accessibility, and that's something I super love about everything that's been going on. The SAALT Cup didn't really personally work for me. It wasn't an awful experience. It didn't leak. It didn't kind of fold. It was relatively easy to kind of put in and out, but it isn't as solid to pop out. Whereas I think my Yuki cup just pops out really, really easy. This one, not so much. The Marluna cup, I had no problem with popping that out. But this one just took a little bit more time to manipulate into popping out. So, not my favourite, not my worst one either, just mediocre, to be honest, for me. They come in a great way of colours. Their information is quite great in their booklet. They have pretty good information on their website, and those are pretty good things to be out there and have. So all in all, a mediocre experience for SAALT. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the day, and I will catch up with you all in the next video. Bye everyone.